What if I told you that thousands of years ago, long before the word doctor even existed, people were performing surgeries, diagnosing diseases, and crafting medicines that still work even today? From brain surgery in prehistoric Peru, to herbal antibiotics in ancient China, to medical textbooks written millennia before modern science, our ancestors might have known more about healing than we think. This is the story of ancient medical practices that were strangely accurate. In the mountains of Peru, archaeologists uncovered skulls, hundreds of them, each with small, perfect holes, cut with uncanny precision. These weren't wounds from battle. They were surgeries, brain surgeries. Over 7,000 years ago, ancient healers performed trepanation, cutting open skulls to relieve pressure, treat head injuries, or even release evil spirits. But here's the shocking part: many patients survived. We know because the bone grew back around the holes, proof of healing. Even more incredible, some skulls show multiple surgeries, meaning the patient survived again. Imagine that: surgeons, without steel scalpels, antiseptic, or anesthesia, operating with obsidian blades sharper than modern surgical steel. Across the Indian subcontinent, ancient physicians practiced Ayurveda, the science of life. Texts like the Sushruta Samhita describe over 300 surgical procedures and 120 surgical instruments. They performed cataract surgery, nose reconstruction, and even caesarean births, centuries before Europe caught up. Sushruta, often called the father of surgery, detailed surgical sutures using animal sinew and plant fibers, and anesthesia made from cannabis and wine. Modern doctors still use variations of Sushruta's rhinoplasty technique today. In fact, it inspired British surgeons in the 18th century when they rediscovered it in India. In China, healing wasn't just physical, it was energetic. The balance of yin and yang, qi, and the 5 elements guided medicine. Yet beneath the philosophy was cold, hard science. The Shenong Bencao Jing, written over 2,000 years ago, listed 365 medicinal substances, many still in use today. Ephedra, the source of modern ephedrine. Artemisia, used to fight malaria. Ginseng, a proven adaptogen. And when the world faced a malaria crisis in the 20th century, it was an ancient Chinese remedy, Qinghao, or sweet wormwood, that led to a Nobel Prize-winning drug. Ancient knowledge, saving modern lives. In sub-Saharan Africa, herbalists known as Ngongas and Babalaos passed their healing knowledge orally. They used plants like willow bark for pain, the same compound that led to modern aspirin, and king caliba leaves for liver problems, now confirmed to contain antioxidant compounds. In fact, modern pharmacologists estimate that over 25% of modern drugs come from plants first used in traditional African or indigenous medicine. When we take aspirin, sip herbal tea, or use aloe vera, we're echoing knowledge passed down by healers who never saw a microscope. Then came the thinkers who bridged myth and medicine: Hippocrates, Herophilus, Galen. Hippocrates separated illness from divine punishment, declaring that disease is not sent by the gods, but caused by nature. That single shift, from faith to observation, gave birth to modern medicine. But Herophilus, he went further, dissecting human bodies in Alexandria, mapping the nervous system, and identifying the brain, not the heart, as the seat of intelligence. That was 2,300 years ago. And yet, we only rediscovered some of his anatomical findings in the 19th century. Much of this knowledge vanished, burned in libraries, buried in sand, or outlawed by empires, but fragments survived. From the Egyptian papyri to Ayurvedic scrolls, to Arabic translations that later reached Europe, the torch of medicine passed hand to hand, across centuries and continents, every generation built on the one before. Even the Renaissance, that explosion of discovery, was lit by sparks from forgotten scrolls. Today, our hospitals hum with machines. We can scan the brain, replace hearts, and map DNA. But the roots of healing, observation, nature, empathy, began thousands of years ago. The next time you pop a painkiller, sip ginger tea, or read a medical label, remember, you're echoing whispers of healers long gone. People who, with nothing but faith and plants and courage, set the foundation of modern medicine. Ancient Whisperers, subscribe for more journeys into history's forgotten mysteries.